Hello all, this is Judge Hatcher. Can you hear me? Mr. Pringle, I see the thumbs up. Thank you, sir. And also Mr. Kleiser, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Let's see, we are ready for our to go into the hearing. Let me swipe through real quick to make sure we have our commissioners. We have the chairman.
Here, Judge.
And thank you, sir. And I see Commissioner Coleman has joined. And Commissioner Kolkmeyer, I believe, is a call-in user.
Coleman here.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I see Tracy, our court reporter. I can get a thumbs up from her if she is ready to begin. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, I believe we have everyone here. Mr. Pringle, do you have a list of the witnesses?
Yeah, I have a list of all the registrants, Judge, and also who's online. Yes.
Excellent. Would you mind emailing me a copy of that? Also a copy, of course, Mr. Cooper and Mr. Kleiser. And I'll work from that list for calling our attendees.
Yes, here it comes now.
Okay, and let's go ahead and let's go on the record. First, I would like to ask everyone to please mute themselves unless they are going to be speaking. That will cut down on the noise level and it will prevent audio feedback. Today is June 3rd, 2021. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in case number SR-2021-0372. And that is captioned as, in the matter of Mid-Mo Sanitation LLC's request for a sewer rate increase. The commission has scheduled this local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Mid-Mo's application. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. The commission is made up of 5 members. The commissioners are appointed by the governor to fixed terms and then confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. My name is Charles Hatcher. I am the regulatory law judge and will preside over this hearing. With me today are 3 commissioners. I have Chair Sylvie, I have Commissioner Coleman, and Commissioner Kolkmeyer. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by a court reporter and must be given under oath. All of the commissioners will have the opportunity to read all of the witnesses' remarks, and additionally, I will brief the commissioners on what was said here tonight. The commissioners do value your input, and I will begin by asking if any of the commissioners have any opening remarks, and then we'll get to introductions of counsel. Chair Sylvie.
Thank you, Judge. I just want to take the opportunity to thank those participating in the hearing. When we go through these litigated processes, this is the only option, or I'm sorry, the only opportunity we have to hear directly from the public that will be affected by our decision. So thank you for joining us tonight and bringing us your testimony. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And Commissioner Coleman, did you have any remarks you'd like to make?
No, thank you.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer, did you have any comments that you'd like to make?
Thank you, Judge. I just want to welcome everyone and thank everyone for coming and voicing their opinion and voicing their concerns here this evening. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll begin by asking council to state their appearance for the record. First, for Midmo Sanitation, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you, Judge. Dean Cooper from the law firm of Bryden, Swearingen, England, PC, P.O. Box 456, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102, appearing on behalf of Midmo Sanitation, LLC.
Thank you. And on behalf of the staff of the Missouri Public Service Commission, Mr. Pringle.
Yes, thank you, Judge. This is Travis Pringle, appearing on behalf of the staff of the Missouri Public Service Commission. My contact information is 200 Madison Street, P.O. Box 360, Jefferson City, Mo, telephone 573-751-4140. Thank you.
And Office of the Public Counsel, Mr. Kleiser.
Thank you, Your Honor. John Kleiser, appearing on behalf of the Missouri Office of Public Counsel. My contact information is Governor Office Building, Suite 650, 200 Madison Street, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And Mr. Kleiser, on my screen, it looks like your video is frozen. We do have your name down for the court reporter. If you'd like to turn off your video to see if that helps save any bandwidth, I'll let you deal with that. The process of this hearing will be to call the names listed on the sign-up sheet in the order that they appear. I currently have 7 witnesses, it looks like. When I call your name, I would ask that you please go ahead and unmute. I do understand that this may take a minute, and so we will be proceeding slowly in this hearing because of that. Once you unmute, I will place you under oath and then ask you to state and spell your name, and then you can offer your comments to the commission. We do try and keep comments to about 5 minutes or so make sure that everyone has an opportunity to testify and give their comments to the commission. And I did want to make sure and let all of our witnesses know today, the commissioners and I will not be able to answer questions as we need to remain impartial until all evidence is presented at the evidentiary hearing. The commission has not made any decisions in this case. If you have any questions after the hearing, you can use the same email address you used to register for this hearing. That's watersewercomments@psc.mo.gov, and also mopco@opc.mo.gov, and that is for the Office of the Public Counsel. I will repeat those closer to the end of the hearing. The first name on my list is Sherry and David McCarthy. If Sherry and David are here, if they would unmute, please, and say hello so that they pop up on the front of my screen. Okay, and I saw a notification just before we started pop up, said that Sherry McCarthy had logged off. So we're going to come back to the McCarthys, and we'll take the next names, Bernie and Vicky Roberts. Bernie and Vicky Roberts, if you could unmute and say something into the microphone so that you pop up onto my front screen.
We're on.
Excellent. Thank you. This is Mr. Bernie Roberts.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. And Miss Vicki Roberts, is that you also in the picture?
Yes.
Will you also be testifying today?
No, I'll let him do it.
Okay, thank you. Then I won't need to swear you in. That's all I was concerned about. Okay, Mr. Roberts, would you please state your name and spell your last name for the court reporter?
Bernie Roberts, Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts, and please proceed with your comments.
Well, basically what we talked about earlier before, what I'd like to see is the water or sewage be based on usage rather than a straight monthly fee. And the sewer smell was a issue that we're concerned about. We're retired, we like to sit outside, and sometimes we can't do that.
All right, thank you. Did you have any other concerns or information you wanted to give to the commissioners?
Anything else? That's basically it right now.
All right. Are there any questions from the commissioners for Mr. Roberts? Chair Sylvie, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Can you tell me approximately how close you live to the treatment facility? You mentioned the smell. I'm just wondering how.
I'm not very good. There is a lot, no, there's what, just one lot, isn't it? It'd be two lots between us, and then there's a street and then us.
Okay.
So we're fairly
Thank you.
close.
Okay. Thank you very much for your testimony. Thank you, Judge. I have no other questions.
Thank you. Are there any other commissioner questions? And again, for brevity, if any commissioners do have questions, please speak up. But I will just call generally for any commissioner questions as I did there and not try and ask each commissioner individually. Mr. Roberts, thank you very much. You are excused from the proverbial witness stand. You're welcome, of course, to stay around and listen to the rest of the hearing. The next witness, and I just saw Miss McCarthy, I believe, signed on. Let's give that an opportunity. Is Sherry and David McCarthy in attendance? And if they could unmute, it is their turn to testify. And as they unmute, if they could say something so that their video pops up on my first screen, and I'll swear you in to get started.
Okay, this is Sherry McCarthy, and I'm here.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. McCarthy. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Thank you, Ms. McCarthy. For the court reporter, would you please state your name and then spell your last name?
Okay, the name is Sherry McCarthy. The last name is McCarthy.
Thank you, ma'am. And please give the commissioners your comments.
Well, I really didn't have any to give today. I'd already sent mine in. I was here to listen.
All right. Thank you very much. Were there any questions from the commissioners for Ms. McCarthy? All right, hearing none. Ms. McCarthy, thank you very much. You are excused again from the virtual witness stand, but you are free to stay in our WebEx call and listen to the rest of the hearing. Next, we have Clint Dar. If Clint Dar is in attendance, and if they could unmute and speak up, please. Okay, I see a Lori Dar is signed in on the WebEx. and they are muted.
I am not related to Clint Dar, sorry.
Oh, okay, not a problem. Thank you. Sorry for the confusion. We will come back to Clint Dar and at the end of the hearing to see if he's in attendance. The next name on my list is Stan and Rita Adams. If they could unmute, please, and come to the front of my WebEx screen.
I'm Rita Adams. Stan is not here.
Okay, I'm sorry. You didn't pop up on my video. Could you speak again?
Sure, it's Rita Adams and my husband Stan is. I'm with the Roberts House.
Yes, I see you now. For Tracy, our court reporter, please note that Miss Rita, I'm sorry, you said
Adams.
Adams is in Mr. Roberts'
Office.
WebEx office. Thank you. This is going to make an excellent record. Thank you.
Mike's right here.
Yes. Let me swear you in, Miss Adams.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And please go ahead with your comments to the commissioners.
Well, actually, I think I'm with like Sherry McCarthy. I sent in some comments and I don't really believe I have any testimony to offer.
All right. Are there any questions from the commissioners for Ms. Adams? All right. There's 8 comments. Have your comment.
You're breaking up quite a bit where we are.
Same hurts. Hold on just a minute. Let me go clear off some go on 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Am I speaking clearly now on everyone else's end? I'm seeing some nods. Excellent. Let's continue. I apologize. I have to get back to my list. Next on my list is Amy Henderson. If Miss Henderson is in attendance, and I'm pretty sure she's already on the front screen, she's waving. Excellent. Ms. Henderson, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Please state your name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
Amy Henderson, Henderson.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. Please go ahead with your comments.
Thank you. I understand that there has not been a rate increase in over 20 years, so this is not unexpected. Certainly, when you see something that says there's going to be a 79% increase, you begin to question why and want to try and justify what that is going to mean for you. Any other service that I subscribe to, if I had a 79% increase in it, I would start looking for alternatives on how to meet that need that I have. Certainly when you're talking about waste treatment, that's not really an option. There aren't other opportunities out there to switch a service to someone else. Certainly I appreciate the expense that needs to be set out when we have to do these sorts of upgrades and compliance to this type of a service. I want to see a just and reasonable increase as was set forth earlier on what it is we're receiving, and that job is being met adequately. I just want to make sure that we're exploring all the options available, make sure that we have good quality service going forward, and that any rate increase is reflective of that.
Thank you very much. Are there any commissioner questions for Ms. Henderson? Thank you, Ms. Henderson. You are excused again from the witness stand.
Thank you.
The next witness I have is Marla Portra. If Ms. Portra could speak up and come to the front of my WebEx screen.
Hi, Marla Portra here.
Thank you, Ms. Portra. Let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Please state your name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
Marla Portra, Portra.
Thank you. Please go ahead with your comments.
Well, I agree with much of what Amy said. We've been homeowners here for just under a year. And so I understand that the system operated slightly differently in the past. Since we have lived here, we've also noticed a strong sewage smell. And we agree that that's pretty unpleasant when we're trying to enjoy our outdoor area as well. So that's of a big concern to us. And just from a standpoint as far as, is the system to code, what is being done in order to keep it functional, and any improvements being made? And like Amy was saying, we want this to be a just increase, not only an increase because it hasn't been increased in 20 years. So kind of understood that something needs to happen, but just want to make sure that we understand what all is going on. I feel like as homeowners here, we don't really have any other choice as far as our septic needs. And so we just want to make sure that we're being treated fairly in this situation.
Thank you, ma'am. Were there any questions from the commissioners for Ms. Portra?
Judge?
Yeah.
Yes, go
Judge,
ahead.
Thank you, Judge. I have a question.
Yes, Chairman Sylvie.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Portra, for your testimony. You also have mentioned the sewage smell. So could you help me understand kind of where you live in relation to the treatment plant?
Sure.
Trying to understand how far out this is going.
Right. So we are on the far side of a lake, and on the opposite side of the lake is the lagoon.
Okay. Can you estimate for me about how far away it is? Are we talking 100 yards or 200 yards or 100 feet?
I would say,
I don't know how big the lake is.
Yeah, it's not a huge lake. I don't know if any of the other homeowners might help me out here. We're new enough. I don't know exactly how big the lake is, but I know our lot's about 1.5 acres. I would say in terms of acreage, it's probably about 5 acres away from us. I know that's a standard unit of measurement for how far something is, but that's about the distance we've got.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's helpful.
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Chairman. Any other commissioner questions? Hearing none, Ms. Portra, thank you very much for your testimony. You are excused from our proverbial witness stand. The next and our next to last scheduled witness, Lori Dar. And I spoke with Ms. Dar earlier. If she can speak up, please, and unmute yourself.
This is Lori Dar. And I
Excellent.
apologize, I do not have a working camera on this computer.
No, that is fine. We have found that either the video or having your name identified as the caller is what really helps our court reporter in identifying who's talking. So you are doing great. Ms. Starr, let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And Ms. Starr, please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Lori, Lori, Darr, Darr.
Thank you, Ms. Starr. And please go ahead with your comments to the commissioners.
Want to thank the commission for hosting this first. I learned tonight that I could access some of the annual reports and some of the information that I did not know was available. But I appeal to the commission in that we really don't, even looking at those reports, I think as some of you said tonight, we don't as residents have visibility or insight to really understand if the expenditures are reasonable and customary. We appeal to your commission to help us understand if the approach that is being used or proposed or has been used is prudent and the expenditures are prudent. I don't think anybody wants to oppose flat out a rate hike, but we, has been stated, we just want some assurance that it's fair and reasonable, and not just because it hasn't happened in a while. I think there's been quite a bit of discussion tonight about the change in the system and the addition of many commercial users. There is concern about disparity in the pricing. It's just a flat rate pricing now and a disparity in the usage. And again, we would appeal to the commission in any way that you can to look at equitable billing based on usage, help us to implement something like that that would be more fair. Again, I thank the commission for hosting this. We look forward to the information you provide after your audit. And we trust that this will be in the best interest of all parties.
Thank you, Ms. Starr. Are there any questions for Ms. Darr from the commissioners? All right, hearing none, Ms. Darr, you are excused from our proverbial witness stand. The only other witness that I have listed is Clint Darr, and I just want to give everyone a heads up on what I am planning on doing. I'm going to call Mr. Darr to see if he is in attendance, but I have not seen anyone added to our WebEx call, so I'm not optimistic. After that, I will then ask for any other members who did not sign up in advance but would like to testify. If there's any other witnesses that would like to come forward and testify, and then that will basically be the end of our hearing. We'll wind down after that. So Mr. Clint Darr is our next witness. Is Mr. Darr available and online? Please unmute yourself. Okay, hearing none, I will ask for any other members of the public or customers who would like to testify who have not already been called. Don't forget to unmute yourself if you're trying to testify now. Okay, I don't hear anyone. I would like to thank all of our participants today for their testimony. If you do have any additional comments or someone who could not be present would like to comment, You may still make written comments by contacting the same email address used to register for this hearing. That is water sewer comments. That's all one word, no spaces, water sewer comments at psc.mo.gov, or you can contact the Office of the Public Counsel. They are the representatives of the public in rate cases such as this. Their email address is mopco@opc.mo.gov. And you can find either of those offices or contact information on the PSC's webpage. I will turn once again to our commissioners to ask if any commissioners would like to make any closing remarks.
Judge?
Yes, Chairman.
Thank you, Judge. I just want to thank everyone again for participating in our process this evening. I want to assure you that that we take this very seriously and that we consider all arguments when we are reaching our decision through this process. So thank you again for your participation. I appreciate that. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any other commissioners wish to make some closing remarks? Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
Yes, Judge, I would like to echo the chairman's thoughts and what he just said. I want to thank everybody for participating and giving their testimony here this evening. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioners wish to comment?
Thank you.
Thank you all. The hearing is now adjourned. Let's go off the record.